You don't look like how you wanted to look or how you envisioned you were going to look, and you decide that it's not working and you throw the baby out with the bathwater. Never understood that phrase. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it just sounds like you're chucking babies around. So I'm another bald asshole here with my giant mic. This was the focus of some people's comments recently. Look at his giant mic. I took it as a compliment. That's clearly a joke. Thank you very much for joining me today, where we are indeed going to talk about the greatest thing you can do for your fitness adventure, your fitness goals, whatever, gains, jacked, whatever you'd want to talk about here. Now, usually when you click these type of videos, somebody is going to tell you like, oh, you need to take this supplement, or you need to do this exercise, or you need to, they're going to give you some kind of information that you go, wow, I can do this today, and in 2 to 3 days later, I'm going to be exactly where I want to be. And then you'll get to 2 to 3 days later, and you know what? You're not, because it's not possible. I don't want to burst the bubble, and I understand there are certainly things that you can do in the short term, but short term when it comes to weightlifting, bodybuilding, or going to the gym is 2 to 3 months. Not 1 to 2 weeks. And it really frustrates me. So, the question I get all the time is, so how am I, how can I get here? How can I get there? I want to do it quick. There is no quick, but there is something that is, well, it probably is talked about, but I certainly don't see it. And I went looking this morning and over the weekend. And the biggest thing you can do, and look, this is not going to be a shock revelation. You're never going to see this on the front of a magazine. It's never going to be on the news. But the number one thing that you always need to keep in the back of your mind is the word consistency. I know you probably clicked this video and thought, well, that's a stupid title. Well, unfortunately, I have to play the YouTube game to get you in and then try and sell you on my ideas. I'm like someone that knocks on your door. Avon calling, and I try and make you buy makeup, and you're like, it's 2020. If I want to buy makeup, I just go on stupid Amazon like everybody else does. But the reason consistency is so important is because here's what so many people do when they start a new program or when they start going to the gym to begin with. They will do something, be that, well, they'll do all the things. They'll go to the gym, they'll have a good diet, they'll be really excited on Monday, because everybody starts a diet on a Monday. You know that you're not going to keep to your diet when it's Friday and you go, I'm going to start my diet on a Monday. It instantly means you just told yourself you're out to gorge for 2 days, and there's no way you're going to start on Monday, because eating a bunch of food is the best thing in the world. We all know that. We all want to get naked and swim around in ice cream. We've talked about it before. That aside, what people do is they'll start on the Monday, and by Wednesday they're doing awesomely. They're drinking loads of water, they're eating all the right things, they've cut their calories down, they've gone to the gym, and then Thursday comes around or whatever, and they have a bad day, or something doesn't go right, or they look in the mirror and they think they look crap, and then it all falls apart. And this happens over a prolonged period too, in the sense you can get to a month down the line, and you've started this new program, but you're not seeing any growth, and you're not seeing any gains, and you don't look like how you wanted to look or how you envisioned you were going to look, and you decide that it's not working, and you throw the baby out with the bathwater. Never understood that phrase. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it just sounds like you're chucking babies around. And if you learn nothing else from this video, please do not chuck babies around. There we go. See, we're always educating ourselves. But if you are consistent and you get past these things and you accept that before you even begin that this stuff is going to take a long ass time, you will eventually start to see small acceptable gains or small acceptable achievements that will then give you the motivation to keep going on. Even if it's someone just looking at you and going, oh wow, your bicep looks really good. You will kiss that bicep and you'll be like, man, now I want my left bicep to look good and my pectorals and my lats. I mean, it's something that we all do. Think about when you're in the gym and you see a dude do a big lift, and maybe you want to go up and ask him or her how she did it. You don't say, how did you get to that lift? You don't say, how many years have you been doing this? You say, well, can you lift more? Or what's the max you can lift? You want the instant satisfaction. You want the instant reward about, well, he can lift, 250 kilograms, whatever. I want to lift 250 kilograms. We never talk about what you have to do to get there. And what you have to do to get there is figuring out your calorie intake, depending on what your goal is. Again, keep it simple. If you're eating 2,000 calories and you want to stay at the same weight, and your maintenance is 2,000 calories, you have 2,000 calories. If you want to lose weight, you drop it below 2,000 calories. And if you want to increase weight, you go above 2,000 calories. And it's the same with every single little thing. You just have to keep doing it. And you have to keep chipping away. And you have to do progressive overload so you know that you're progressing. And it's a good idea to keep an idea on your weight. Not as the be-all and end-all, but just so that you know you're headed in the right direction. And then only then, after a long-ass time of you busting your ass, which is why, don't forget, and fair play to you if you don't, but this is why some people decide they don't want to go to the gym and work out and get healthy, because there is no quick fix. But if you do get into it and you find a passion for it and it lights a fire under your ass, then yes, down the line you will start to see these things, and that's when it will become a lifestyle, and you won't even be using words like diet or stress or anything like that, because you'll want to go and you'll want to continue down down this road. But some people say to me, like, and I really, this means a lot to me. It really does. It humbles me like anything. They say, well, Simon, you do all these things. How do you do it? And I swear to you, it's just two things. One, the will to do it. Like, my brain is a wonderful and complex thing, but as soon as I've set my mind to something, it's happening then. Like, it's happening then. Like, when I decided to go train to be a pro wrestler, I literally decided on a Monday, and then the first lesson was Tuesday, so I just went. And I was terrified, and I was nervous, but I just throw myself into these things. And the number two thing is not giving up. Now, with things like wrestling training, it's a little bit different. If you genuinely don't have a passion for it, you shouldn't keep doing it. But if you have a fitness goal, unfortunately, you have to just do it regardless. And the idea is to try and find something that you are passionate about, then it's more fun and more exciting. But sometimes you are going to have to grin and bear it. Like, I do cardio every single day because it's good for your heart. Don't forget, that's a muscle you need to be working. Do I wake up every single day and look at my cross trainer and go, oh, I can't wait to have some fun with you? No. Most of the time I look at it like, I'm going to kick your ass. And then it always kicks my ass because it's an inanimate object and I'm a human being with feelings and emotions, and I end up crying on the floor. But I do it because I know that I'll appreciate the benefits as I go. And that's the same with anything that I do. I'm just consistent with it. So I wanted to get into fitness. So I just kept going and going and going, even through the bad times. And I wanted to be a wrestler. So I just kept going and going and going, even if I didn't like it. I wanted to be in a band. I got a band. Shout out MG and the Juggernaut. So I just kept learning the guitar, going and going and going until I got better at it. I'm not great at any of these things. I'm not saying like I am the He-Man or anything like that. But I am saying there are things that I realize are not going to be attainable overnight, because really nothing that you want is. And it should always start with hard work is number one, and then whatever else happens from there, you just have to let life deal you a hand. But consistency is not talked about enough when it comes to bodybuilding or lifting weights. And it's the same with your diet too. You have to be consistent with it. Now, this is great as well when you look at the other side of it, because it means you can have a day where you just eat whatever you want. And because you aren't consistently doing that, you will get away with it. But if you're then going to do it for the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days and then weeks and months, of course you're going to put on bad weight that you don't want. But it works the other way too. And I would just love it if more people that do have audiences when it comes to talking about fitness got this message across, because of course it's the most important thing. Even if you have great genetics and see incredible changes, you still have to be consistent, because if you stop being consistent, you'll go back to where you were before. There you go. That's just my big rant today. And I get all these people saying, should I eat this or should I do that? And the answer is always, well, not always, but sometimes it's yes and sometimes it's no. But ultimately, set yourself a plan. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't change it at some point. Of course you should. You need to be flexible, but it's all about the hard work and the intensity, and, keep going. Be consistent. I tell you, like, everyone says, I'm not saying the biggest guy in the world, but here are the two comments I get. One, Miller's not that big, and two, Miller's on steroids, right? I don't know how I'm able to walk between these two planks, but whatever I have now, I will put it down to being consistent. It just is. It's just the truth. Like, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'll still go. I always want to go to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym, I'll still go. Or like when lockdown just finished, when I was working out in my house, I would just always ensure to do it. Like leg day in your house, that I'd rather someone punch me in the face. Genuinely, it sucked that much. But I did it because I knew I had to do it. On that note, I'll give you a salute. I'll ask you to like the video, share the video, hit the subscribe button, the bell ding ding so you know what's going on. Bunch of videos going up all the time. Hit 2 that's on the screen right now. There's also a sub button that you can click if you've never subbed before. Loads of other stuff in the description. My Patreon, my Instagram, my Twitter, and merch, simon.bigcartel.com. I am going to get new Flexus tees in as soon as I can. But thank you for always joining me. Hopefully that helps. If not, well, you've watched it now. What are you going to do? I'll see you soon.